circle bright, weave your web of dark and light. Earth, air, fire.
Good morning, witches. Welcome back to season 13, week 20 of Witches of the Moon. Now, as you can see, I have my lovely turkey here. It is Thanksgiving week, and first of all, I want to wish you all a happy, safe, and healthy Thanksgiving. If you are going to go against the precautions and meet with family, please wear a mask when you're not eating. Keep your family and yourself safe, and try to keep some distance between you at your gathering. Now, you will have to forgive me. I'm in a various state of disarray today. It is Thanksgiving week, of course, and I have 3 days to fit 36 visits in, so it's going to be a fun week. But today, here on Witches of the Moon, we are discussing standing in your power. What does that mean? Now that sounds kind of, some of you might be going, well, that's obvious. But for some people, they don't really understand what that means. So I'm going to give you my take on what it means to stand in your power. And this video might be kind of short. I don't know yet how it's going to go. I'm really supposed to be taking some stuff over to the storeroom, running past my office, and then getting to work. So we'll see where it goes. For me, my definition of standing in your power is simply a reminder that you are a witch. Your power lies within you. Our tools help us to visualize. The spells that we cast, the things that we use in casting spells, candles, paper, pen, these are all very common things. It doesn't take a lot of them. It's something you can do very discreetly at home, even if you are living with people who are not practitioners. You shut your door, you lock it, or you put a chair up underneath the doorknob so nobody can come barging in. You get yourself a birthday candle and a piece of paper, and you write your intention and you light it on fire. You are very careful about doing this, of course, but really you don't even need that. All you need is what is right here in your mind and the energy that you create yourself. You can stand in your power anywhere at any time. When someone is picking on you, don't give them your power. When someone is belittling you, don't give them your power. You need to either A, remove yourself from that situation if you can, and if you can't, and I understand that there are things that go on that prevent us from being able to walk out of a negative situation, you can internalize your power and then push it out. There are simple things you can do. Mirror spells, very easy to do. Nobody even has to know you've done it. Bury it somewhere off your property. Take a walk in the park. Stick it in your pocket. When you get outside your property, dig a little hole, slap it in there. Nobody even has to know you're doing this. There is always, always, always a way to practice. You can find ways to set your intention and work on your energetic work. Do it at night when everyone's asleep. Focus your intention on, you will stop. You will leave me alone. You can work on it, what I call invisibility spells, which I may do a video on my own channel about that, because I had somebody ask me about that recently and I just haven't had time to sit down and do a separate video on that, but I think I may do that. It's not what people think when you say invisibility spells. They start thinking all Harry Potter invisibility cloak, and that's part of the problem. I think that Hollywood has romanticized the craft a lot and how it works. They've done their best to try to demonstrate and make visual what is usually not visual. And in doing so, people now think that if you don't have sparks flying from your fingers, you're not creating any effect. That is not true. Energy is often never seen. So you have to put that out there and get those waves going. Remember that energy is waves, right? Cycles, circles. So use that to your advantage. Sit in your room and simply meditate. It takes nothing. Standing in your power means using what you have when you can. And that means understanding that you carry the power within you. You don't need any external tool to create magic. You can do it simply by setting your intention and focusing on that. May take several days. Sometimes it takes weeks. Sometimes things don't manifest, and there's a reason for that. you're curious about why magic may fail, check out my personal channel. I have a couple of videos on that there. But usually it's because it's either outside the major plan, or you're trying to work something on someone else's will, or you're ultimately working something that's not good for you. It has been my experience that when something is ultimately really not good for you, even though you think you really do need it or you really do want that right now, the universe has a way of protecting you from yourself. However, standing in your power means not giving your power to other people. Now, what does that mean? Ooh, we give our power to people all the time, don't we? We give our power to other people all the time. Anytime you allow someone to make a decision on your behalf, you are giving them your power. Now, sometimes that's not necessarily a bad thing. You know, when you're a child, your power is often given to your parents. Sometimes that's a good thing, sometimes it's not. Most of the time, I'd like to think that's a pretty good thing. Your parents usually have your best interest in mind, whatever the decision they make. Now, hindsight's always 20/20, so maybe it wasn't the best decision or what have you, but you get my point. Anytime you lose your temper, you're giving your power to somebody else. Discipline comes with owning your power. You have to be disciplined in your magic, you have to be disciplined in your emotional responses, and you have to be disciplined in your thinking. So that takes time, it takes practice, it takes work. And that is one of the things that I think is really key and vital that's missing from a lot of the magical practitioner works that you see, a lot of the writings that you see. They don't talk about what standing in your power means and what taking responsibility for your magic means. They tell you the rule of three, they tell you things like that, but they don't really tell you why it becomes your responsibility and how you often give your power to other people. Anytime you allow someone to make you feel bad about yourself, you are giving that person untold power. Anytime you speak someone's name or say something about someone that's negative, kind of talking about how they're giving you negativity or how they're making you feel bad, you are really giving that person power. I am super guilty of this. Super guilty. When I was younger, you know, we were told that we weren't allowed to discuss bad things that happened to us. Sometimes talking to someone and working things out. This is not to say that you can't seek advice from other people or that you can't express bad things that are happening to you to get it off of you. It does help. Journaling used to help me a great deal because I was always told not to air your dirty laundry. So anything traumatic or bad that happened, we weren't supposed to talk about it. Now, everybody knows talking about these things with an appropriate individual is helpful. So finding someone who's going to hand that power back to you by asking you questions that are going to lead you on a path to healing, like a social worker or a counselor or an LPC, something like that, that's different. There you're kind of giving them some power, but they usually are handing it right back to you because they're trained to get you to think in ways that maybe you just aren't seeing because you're blind to the situation. But anytime you're just moaning and bemoaning, and I'm super guilty of this, about how horrible everything is for you, you are giving whoever is doing that to you your power. So make sure that you stand in your power and say, you know what, that might be your opinion, it's not mine, tough shit. This is my life, this is how I'm going to do it. And I'm probably going to get dinged for that, sorry. But that's what you need to tell them, tough cookies. This is my life, this is how I'm going to live it. If you don't want to be a part of that, bye-bye. Practicing your craft always. Okay, remember that your words are the most powerful tool that you have. What you say affects other people, and what other people say to you affects you and them also. Something always comes back. It's like a pond. You throw a rock in and it ripples out. Well, it comes back to the source. This is how we can trace magic to other people. You need to stop giving these people your power. Stand in your own power and put that shield up. Say, you know what? That might be your belief. That is not my belief. This is my home. I will practice what I believe. I have really been working on this myself. And you will find that you may have to get yourself back up frequently. And you may have to listen to people blather on about how stupid your ideas are, how ridiculous you are, how could you be so smart and so stupid at the same time that you can believe this stuff, and you're supposed to be a scientist, blow it off. There is a demarcation between spiritual and physical, but those lines get blurred, and where those lines blur is in the world of physics. So, stand in your power. Don't let anyone else tell you that you are not powerful, that you are not worthy, that you cannot do something. Because if you set your intention, you most assuredly can. It may take you time, and it's most certainly going to take effort. And I think that that's where most people kind of fall off standing in their power, is that they can stand up for a little while, but over time that just wears on you. Because again, words are powerful. That's where you have to learn to cleanse and ground and let that bad energy flow out of you and be neutralized by the earth, by the lady, by the mother herself. Go sit with your back against a tree and just tell yourself, I stand in my own power. I stand in my own power. I stand in my own power. That mantra, very powerful. And I guarantee you, you will see that you will be able to stand in your power. Never give your power to someone else that is not willing to give it right back to you in a better way. So be cautious who you talk to. Not everyone who listens to you is your friend. Keep that in mind. So be discreet with whom you share that power and with whom you give that power, because you want someone who's going to give it back to you even stronger. So standing in your power means working your magic, even if it's simply by your words and your intention in your mind. You don't even have to speak the words out loud. As above, so below. What goes on in the ethos will manifest in the physical if you give it time and work. One of the biggest things I hear people say is, well, I tried being a witch and it just didn't work for me. Okay, there's a big problem with that statement. You tried being a witch. You are or you aren't. Never forget that. Stand in it. Make it work for you. That is standing in your power. Being willing to work through those slumps and to never give up on yourself is standing in your power. Being willing to speak your intention when others would close your lips and seal them, that is standing in your intention. You can take a simple picture of somebody and draw an X across their mouth. You can put some oil on that. You don't even have to do that. You can literally picture that person with their mouth sewn shut. And I guarantee you it will help. Now, they might be able to unseal that, but don't give them your power. Seal it right back up. Imagine their mouth with a zipper. They might be able to unzip it, but you can always zip it again. So zip it. Don't let anyone take your power away from you. So stand in it, be strong in it, don't give it to others. And have yourself a very safe holiday weekend. Please, please, please wear a mask, wash your hands, keep your distance, because we want to keep you around for a while. Thank you so much, and blessed be.